Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again with another slasher review, and today I'm here to review a rather underrated slasher from the 80s, Fatal Games. I definitely wanted to review this movie because it's a film that I never really hear too many people talk about, and other than having a discussion with 2 or 3 people about this movie, I have not heard too many people talk about it. So I watched this a couple of days ago and definitely wanted to post my review. So Fatal Games is a campus-themed slasher, and it centres around 7 athletes at a sports or athletics academy, and they're all vowing for a position in the nationals. So each of the students, they do different athletic sports. We've got a couple that are involved with gymnastics, swimming, track running, and even a guy that does javelin. So they're the sports that are covered, and as I said, each of the students are vowing for a place in the nationals in their respective athletic sports. So the film does not have a big cast. It essentially focuses on the 7 athletic students plus 3 or 4 coaches and staff members. So not a big cast, but and then you include a killer targeting the 7 athletes and killing them off on the campus, and you essentially have Fatal Games. So what did I think of the movie? Well, considering I never really hear too many things about the film, I really wasn't expecting too much going into it. The reviews and scores that I've seen on the movie have been pretty mediocre, but I definitely wanted to check it out, and Simon actually did up a bootleg copy for me a while back, and it's taken me forever to actually finally watch it. So apologies, Simon, because you've asked me a few times if I've watched this yet. Well, I finally put it in, and definitely wanted to review it. So I thought this movie was really good. Pretty solid entry into the 80s slasher genre. Certainly not one of the greatest slashers, but far from being one of the worst. The film definitely reminded me a lot of Graduation Day, minus the whole murder mystery storyline, because it didn't really have that in this movie, but in Graduation Day it did focus on that. So if you're a fan of Graduation Day, I would definitely recommend Fatal Games. Personally, out of the 2 movies, I enjoyed Fatal Games quite a lot more. But yeah, I really enjoyed the story, which I really find in terms of campus slashers, there's definitely more of a story emphasis and focus than, say, other slashers that aren't focused or set in campus or college settings. So I really enjoy that. I'm a pretty big fan of campus themed slasher movies, and the story was really consistent from start to finish, really well paced, the kills were spread out well, and really good cast. I was pretty surprised with the acting in the cast. I enjoyed them all, and I found the acting to be pretty solid all round. In terms of the kills, very basic, pretty forgettable and not really that memorable compared to most other 80s slashers out there, especially the more well-known and popular ones. But in saying that, the kill style certainly suited the movie, and it definitely needed that more basic, simplistic, cheesy kills throughout. The killer I really enjoyed. The killer was dressed in like a black athletics tracksuit with a fencing mask, and weapon of choice was the javelin. So all the kills centered around the javelin, and as I said, pretty basic, simple and cheesy, but I really enjoyed it. The one standout kill that I thought was easily the best involved one of the students getting a javelin through them on the javelin field. Really enjoyed that kill. All the other ones were pretty mediocre looking, to be honest, but that one was pretty cool. I really enjoyed the twist ending to do with the killer. I was not expecting it. Essentially, the film was sort of set up so there were 4 main suspects, and they were the coaches and the staff members, but I really had no idea throughout the movie who it could be, and the little twist ending when the killer was revealed and the backstory to do with the killer was pretty cool and something I was not expecting. And the final death with the killer, was really, really good, pretty reminiscent of the story to do with the killer as well. So a nice little touch there. But all in all, I really enjoyed Fatal Games. I would recommend it, as I said, especially if you enjoyed and are a fan of Graduation Day. You're going to enjoy Fatal Games a lot, I think. And I certainly preferred it a little bit more, or quite a bit more, than Graduation Day. So for an overall score, I'm going to give Fatal Games a 3 out of 5. This might not be the easiest movie to track down though, because it's only had an official UK release, which is now out of print. This is a bootleg, as I mentioned before. I'm sure it's available on VHS and probably somewhere online. But if you ever do get a chance to check Fatal Games out, I definitely recommend it. It's a pretty underrated slasher from the 80s, and overall a solid and decent entry into the 80s slasher genre. So 3 out of 5 for Fatal Games. That has been my review, and thank you for watching.